I think I found an easier way to catch crash indices spikes or crash candles. So step number one, what we need to do is to identify what the daily time frame is doing. So we have to look for a bullish candle before the day ends, before it closes. So we need to look for a bullish candle on a daily time frame. So on lower time frames, what you're gonna see at that particular time, this daily candle right there will actually be showing you an uptrend. These small candles will show on 1 minute and 5 minutes. But if you were maybe to shift to 15, 1 hour, and maybe 30 minutes, you are just going to see a normal trend like this. So what I'm saying is that you need to be going up. Where are you going up? Step number two. That's where the step number two comes in. You need to be approaching a level of resistance or some sort of exhaustion right there. So that daily candle that we spoke about should be approaching resistance like this, or that uptrend that we spoke about. Doesn't matter where it is, 5 minutes each one again should be there so that we can catch that spike. Let me show you in real time. Here's a live trade. Okay, let me quickly show you how I actually catch these big drops on crash indices, right? These big candles right here. So what I do, few things. Let me see if maybe I have a trade going on. I think I had one trade going on. Yes, this one, similar to what I've done right here, right? So I'm going to show you how I actually approach that. It's a small trade. It should be in, okay, let me see how much this is on. It's on $57, not much. It's almost 1,000 rands if you're in SA. But just to give you an example of this particular one, I think it will work. So number one, what I want to do is to see an uptrend, right? Because we are trying to catch a drop. That is one thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to sell this. Why are we selling, you ask? Let's go back to the issue of stop loss when it comes to the crash indices. Remember, when you buy the crash, if you buy the crash, there's this spike candles, the big candles that are going down, will not respect your SL, right? So that is the reason why I prefer selling most of the times. But most of the people get scared because hey, these things can. There's another spike there, went down again. So, but I'll show you how I'm able to find those particular optimal levels. So already we have done 1:2, as you can see. Let's see how much we have there. We have made $95, right? The account is fairly small, so maybe let's just cash out some of the money. I think I was risking about $24, which is roughly 400 rands somewhere there. But we've made almost 1.6 on one trade. Simple stuff. You don't have to do much. You do not have to do much. Simple stuff, and I'm gonna show you these rules. Just stick around and please give me a feedback. If this works, let me know. If this doesn't work, also let me know. Maybe let's just chop a bit of this amount. Let's say maybe we're gonna take half. Let's just take half of this. So what I'm gonna do is to change the lot from there to 0.5 and then close, right? This is part of money management. So I've closed half of the money that we made. So you can see from here to there, it shows that we closed partial profits. So what I'm gonna do now, this is part of what? Managing your trade. So what I'm gonna do, practical, these are practicals. What I'm going to do is to move the stop loss to come down here. So this becomes what? A risk-free trade. Okay, so there's no risk now. Even if it can go up, it doesn't matter. We have closed in some cash. So how do we find such trades? Let's look at maybe we can take another trade on another crash. I'm just trying to see which one. Yes, this one will be a perfect example. Why am I saying a perfect example? Remember, I said we need to identify an uptrend. That is one thing that we need to identify. But most of the times when you come to the daily, right? The daily or the H4, but start on the daily. Once you start seeing a bullish candle, right? That is a great sign. Not in the morning. I don't know which time to use. South African time, is it GMT plus two or something like that? As soon as you see your daily candle being this bullish, right? Go down to lower time frames and identify certain resistance levels. Remember, what we want to do is to take a sell, similar to what I showed you on the other trade right there. So because this is going up, I don't want to go up. I actually want to sell this. This is a sign of an uptrend. So this green candle that you're seeing here, I'm on the daily, right? So remember the time frame. I start from higher time frame. I identify what the buyers or sellers are doing. In this case, the buyers are pushing up. But because I'm not going to buy this thing, I want to sell. This is signal number one to say that the buyers are pushing up and they're most likely to be exhausted at some point, right? And the number two is that we're going to be able to use SL. Whatever that we put as SL will be that amount. People will scream manipulation of stop loss. No, it's because you are basically buying this thing, and when those big candles comes, they just move your stop loss, right? So that's the first sign of daily candle, right? Number two, you might have seen a bit of spike. Now let me show you. You see this spike that just happened now as I was talking. That is exactly what we're supposed to catch. So, but it's okay. So what do we need to identify? Number two, the trend, which is this. Okay, the daily candle we've seen it's what? It's green. The daily candle is green. Rule number one, the daily candle should be green. Okay. Rule number two, obviously that's a sign of an uptrend. Just simple rules. Okay. That's a sign of an uptrend. Number three, identify if price is approaching a level of support or resistance. So in this case, I'm just going to use this candle there as a zone. Just gonna do that. I'm just using the week of this candle to draw my zone. Just simple stuff. If you do supply and demand, however, whichever way you draw your things, guys, I do not wanna make this thing sound like it's complicated. There's nothing complicated. And mentors shouldn't try to actually complicate these things in the name of selling courses and support is support resistance. It doesn't matter what you wanna call it. Whether you want to talk about market structure and whatever, guys, these things, same things, right? We're back on this one. So this is where we're most likely to see, even this one is an area of interest where we could see those crash candles coming from, right? That's another way of doing it. So remember the rules. Rule number one, the daily candle should give you what? Should give you some sort of a bullish move, right? It should be pointing up. Now, rule number two, this, of course, is the sign of what? An uptrend. So we do have some small trend going on there. Those who are doing Elliott waves and stuff, maybe you're looking at doing your wave counts, although this doesn't validate much as that, all right, because it haven't really surpassed that particular last leg right there. But this is how I identify my areas of selling the crash, right? So you can see it's been going up, going up, and then it reached this level. Now, rule number two, obviously, what I want to do, I can scale down to any time frame. So here's the thing, time frames, guys, it depends on what you're saying. I could be jumping from H12 to H6 or H3, the unusual ones, right? But it depends on what you are looking for, what your eyes are showing you. There's no rule that says stick to this time frame. But in this case, check what daily is doing, right? Because daily will just show you one candle. In this case, daily has been giving us some bullish moves. So what else can I look out for? The trend, right? We've already seen that price came up to this particular structure. I'm doing it live. Remember those rules. And then the next thing, where am I going to put my stop? Because I'm on 5 minutes, right? I can simply just put my stop loss right here, right? And try to see if I can catch the next drops. Why am I seeing this as a signal? I can see that there's been a rejection of some sort. Although it's not strong, it might be strong on other time frames. Like here, you're starting to see these weeks right here and a bit of rejection. These bullish guys are failing to push above this structure. So it's just that, just rejection on structure. But remember the rule number one, you must be having this green bullish candle. And because I'm not scared of these tiny candles that are going up, these ones, I know a lot of people are scared of them. These ones, because we are selling, they will most 100% respect our stop loss, because we are selling, we are not buying this particular asset. So let's just go and I'm going to put my stop here. So I'm just going to open this one. Let's just do a standard lot there. And then I'm going, hey, don't try this. Remember, this account is not that small. Okay. Small, but let's see if we can find our trade history. See, push it up here. It's not even much. It's $4. So we can add another one. Maybe let's just risk around $20. It's not much on this one. Remember, they don't pay the same. The crashes don't pay the same. Let's just do 3 lots. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Okay. So we have 3 lots. Then let me just put this one right here. So in total, we're risking about $20. I don't have to risk much. It's about maybe $400, somewhere there in rands, 300 rands, somewhere there 350. So, but I don't know how much this account is. Let's see. How much do we have? Okay, we have 1,900 USD. The last trade closed is this one. Remember this one, 40. So you can see that I'm just selling all this. I'm not buying, right? I'm just selling all this. Okay. So I'm a seller, meaning the stop loss will be respected. That's another thing that I want you guys to always take into consideration, because we're selling this thing, our stop loss is going to be definitely be respected. That's another thing that you have to keep in mind. Stop will always be respected as long as you're selling the crash. When you're buying the boom, again, your stop loss will be respected, because we cannot just haphazardly open positions and hope that things go in our favor. I mean, who are we? We just traders at the end of the day, right? That is why at the end of the day, when people have lost, that they start preaching manipulation, all these things, and you're just complicating your life. As much as there are market makers and market movers and all that, the big banks and whatever institutions, but guys, just have your own rules that you stick to. So you can see this thing have dropped again. Had we not closed, it would have been 120 USD. So you can see it dropped again from where we were. So what can we do as part of our money management? Let's move this guy maybe down to this point. Lock in $29. Okay, we're just trailing our profits. So this 60, we're just looking in $29. That's part of money management when it comes to this particular position that we have. So even if it was to go up, we're going to lock in about $30 or so. So back to this one that we just took. Which one was it? Okay, back to this one that we just took. Was it the 150? Oh, it's down here. Hey, my head is spinning. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Um, yes, this is where we've hidden our SL just above there. Actually, it's supposed to be above this little bit of room up there. Uh, I didn't look at this portion here. It's supposed to be up there. And keep in mind, moving your stop doesn't mean your stop won't get hit. Hey, people, they move stop, and when they see price coming, they move stop and move. Hey, you'll move until your entire balance is moved. So please also check that. Because I drawn this zone here. Let me just zoom in. Drawn this zone here. So I needed to put the SL outside. But because I took this on 5 minutes, it was a little bit tight because I was using this particular area. Okay, so that is that. So what do I do when I have a position like this and price keeps on moving up like that? You know what, there's nothing I can do. I've already opened a position. So maybe someone might be thinking, why don't we close this 59, so that should this hit a stop loss of 20, 24, somewhere there, it will take from this one, from this 59. That is another possibility. That is how you manage money. I mean, there are no, these are unspoken rules. These now are money rules, and these are personal rules for you to say, okay, let me just rather close this, right? Close this guy right here, so that I can still have a little bit of money to compensate for these ones that are here, that I just took. Okay, that's what I'm thinking right now. This is money management, right? Make sure that it's not driven by fear of whatever. But if you look at how this moved, you can see it just moved straight down. Okay, so is it possible for us to close another partial? Let's see if we can close another partial. Just remove, don't leave money on the table. That's the trick of building accounts. So let's see, maybe this will work. I'm just going to close 0.3. Let's see. Okay, it works. So let's just leave this one right there. So already what I've closed, even if these things were to hit the stop, right, I will still make more. Okay, I will still have a little bit of profit from what I've made today, not still make more, right? Even if that was to hit the stop loss, I'll still have a little bit of profit from today. Okay, that is that, just that. There's no other thing. That's what I do. So maybe let's look at a different case. So let's look at crash 900 there. Maybe we see. So remember what I said? We're starting from daily. So identify the daily candle. You can see this is not going up. This is going down. So I'm not interested in this. Why am I not interested in this? Mainly because if it's going down, it means it have already crashed. So, and I'm trying to catch the crash before it actually takes place, or at least catch it while it's still up there, while the candle's still bullish. That is why I said the daily candle needs to be green. That's the whole point, nothing else. Okay, so let's move to another one. This one already is not a great candidate for us to look at it. Let's move to the 1000. The 1000, if we go to daily, this candle is not exactly what we want, right? We want to see a green candle or bullish candle, right? That's exactly what we want to see. And also, number two, if this is just identifying that there's no trend. I don't know why I'm using a text box there. This is just identifying that there's no uptrend in this candle. Okay, so we need it to be at least bullish to show that somewhere down there on lower time frames there's an uptrend, and we should be able to hit a resistance and sell from that resistance in order to catch the spikes, right? And we're not saying you're gonna catch them exactly where they are, but test this. Tell me in the comment section if you maybe have used something similar. If it doesn't work for you, but don't just take one trend and say it doesn't work. Take time, test, back test. If you have a back testing software, do go ahead and back test what I'm showing you right here. Okay, so okay, this one we've looked at is the 500. It's not the candidate. The 1000, by the way, the crash 1000 is one of my favorites that I like. From the back of my head, I just trade this thing. So let's go crash that one. This is the one that we took. Let's just review it again just to show you the rules. We have a bullish candle. Okay, this this alone is a trigger for us to do what? To look for sales. This alone is a trigger for us to look for sales. Maybe someone might argue that, but aren't we already in a downtrend? Why are you selling? So here's the thing. That's why I said I look inside the daily. What is the daily doing? This is the daily candle. So I see it's green. So when it's green, obviously inside, which is on the lower time frames, it's going to give me an uptrend. Right? It's just a battle of trends. Right? There's always an uptrend and a downtrend fused together. So that is exactly what I'm trying to show you. That's what I'm saying. Look at what the daily is doing. One might say, but this thing is on support. It's fine. I have a stop loss sitting there. Huh? Okay. That's why the stop is there. I'm not doing these things without the stop. The stop is there to take. Should I be wrong? Let the stop take care of my wrongs. I'm not gonna blow. I will come back tomorrow strong, but I won't come back from funding from zero. I'm not funding from the beginning, okay? Because we can't keep on funding. So okay, that's that. There inside this candle, there's an uptrend here somewhere. If you go to H1, you can see that. Okay, it might push towards the SL. That's why the SL is there. So the sooner you realize that the SL have to be there, because this makes you detach from being emotional and moving your stop and sometimes deleting your stop. You can delete this stop and then this big candle like this appears, and then now you start seeing big negatives that you can't get out of. Okay, so that is why I'm saying make sure that the stop is there. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's start on daily. Can see here the daily. This looks similar to the 500, the crash 500 in terms of the candle that we see. We have a bullish candle, not quite similar, but we do have a bullish candle here. This is the crash 300. It's guys, it's actually nicer when the bullish candle is on top. Let me maybe highlight this zone. You see, if this thing bullish candle was just there, that's where you catch long term trades. When the bullish candle is on, the daily bullish candle is on resistance. One of the best setups ever. Just go test it out. I want to hear your feedback, the comment section. I know mentors have a tendency of saying it works, but let me hear if it works for you. Then I'll be very excited. If you come back and say, hey, look, I tested it for 2 weeks and it works. Okay, moving forward to this one. You can see this one right here. It's up there, right? But the daily is already red, meaning it has already crashed throughout the day, right? I can still highlight this if I come down. I can still highlight this particular portion as an area of interest. Sometimes you can just trade in a range for the longest time. It's something that I usually do. You find that price is just doing this. As soon as it comes back up there, you find again to the downside. That is another thing that you should look out for, especially on H4. That's just another tip, right? I hope it makes sense. So this one, I I like it. I don't like it. Maybe the decider is that this daily is already down there. That is why I'm not looking at it right now. Okay. So the reason why this one formed, at some point it was green and then it fell. That's exactly why I'm saying the daily is the decider for this particular strategy. We'll talk about other strategies that I also use. There's nothing special about what I use, guys. Like, honestly speaking, I don't want to say, yo, it's something special. I'll teach you about the market and the secrets of what, with the funny accent. No, just keep it simple. The goal is to make money. The goal is not to confuse people. And it's not to make it look like there's something that I know that you don't know. No, 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 no. So yeah, there's just nothing. That's just that. This one we're just gonna let it run as it is. This one is not a great candidate because the daily is doing the NDA there. This one is it's okay. It's okay, but not for long term because again, it's just spending a lot of time here. This is a good example of the box that I was telling you just now to say you can actually play in a range, right? Because this is just giving us a range. That's another setup. So let's see maybe if if we can find something around that box. Let me just just went down not so long ago. Oh, was it now? Ooh, couple of minutes back. But let me just show you what I'm referring to. So let's come up here. This particular range here, it's another example that you should look out for. Okay. So sometimes you find that it's just playing between a support and resistance and just consolidating around those regions. That's another dope setup. But remember, what you want to do, you want to sell on a resistance. And in this case, it will be the upper part of that particular box, right? But obviously, I'm not gonna sell everything, and end up having 10 trade sells. There are those that are much more appealing, and there are those that are not appealing. So this will be one of those setups. Should it come back, maybe later on, should it come back and play a little bit up? Those who are familiar with the ABCD pattern, if it comes back and maybe do something like this, I might look for a divergence pattern there, right? And then start selling again. Or you look for your overbought, oversold. In this case, it will be overbought. And then you look for an opportunity to sell. Let me know if you didn't understand it in the comment section. I'll reply to your comment. Let me know if you didn't understand what I'm saying or if the rules are not clear. But check out the pinned comment. That's where I will highlight all the rules, or maybe I'll just do a blog post where you can read about all these rules. And good thing about this crash, or rather synthetic indices, is that you don't have to know what's happening in the world in terms of news, right? So pure technical, and then you're good to go. People talk manipulation. Well, guys, keep it easy. Don't overthink these things because you'll keep on trying to blame someone. Nah. For put a stop loss, man. If you hit a stop loss, it's there to be hit. Put a TP if you have to put it. You might have noticed I don't use a TP mostly, right? But I use a stop loss. Why? Because I'm already in my head. I'm already ready to lose. Right, so that's just a psychology hack that I've been using for years. I'm already ready to lose because I'm not arrogant to say this have to win, this have to win, and if it doesn't win, then I start fighting back. So I'm always ready to lose. As small as the account is, we grow it small. It was 1,700 and something, I think, not so long ago, and then we grow small. Keep it simple and just move forward. Risk what you can afford to lose, right? So that's just the whole point. I hope you guys are well. Let me know in the comment section if you are okay and where you are watching me from. Otherwise, I think that's all. Sharp.